Dead by Daylight has a lot of killers, Dead by Daylight has a lot of perks, and today I'm going to show you one useful perk for every killer, and I set myself some rules. So, first of all, perks must not repeat. So every killer gets a unique perk attached to him. Number 2, the perk must not be from its original killer. Why did I set this limitation? Well, it is that oftentimes behavior is already adding perks to a certain killer, which has some kind of synergies with themselves, but we want to make this a bit more interesting, so we will look at perks which do not originate from that killer. Feel also free to comment down below which perk you like to take with these killers. And we start now. Killer number 1 is the Trapper. Trapper places traps and people have to run into them. But to make it a bit easier for yourself, you should pack Corrupt Intervention. Corrupt Intervention is a perk from the Plague and does the following. At the start of the trial, 3 generators located furthest from you are blocked by the entity for 80, 100 or 120 seconds. This gives you enough time to go around, place your traps and try to win the endgame. Number 2, it's Wraith. And Wraith has the ability to turn invisible, and we are going to use that with the perk Play with Your Food. Each time you chase your obsession and you let them escape, Play with Your Food receives 1 token up to a maximum of 3 tokens. Each token applies a stackable 3, 4 or 5% haste status effect up to 9, 12 or 15%. This makes you even faster as a Wraith. It is very easy to stack up these tokens because every time you're going invisible, you're breaking the chase and you get 1 stack up. And as soon as you make yourself again visible, you're again in the chase and you can turn again invisible to get another stack. So it is super easy for you to get the 3 stacks up and get the benefit of Play with Your Food. Number 3 is Hillbilly, and Hillbilly uses his chainsaw to track down the survivor and slit them apart, kill them basically, and get them down as fast as possible. And to utilize this more, you should actually pick Bamboozled, so you can vault over a window, and when you have vaulted over the window gets blocked off. So the survivor can't use that window anymore, and it is easier for you to go for a chainsaw attack and actually down them. Or alternatively, depending on the situation in which you are, you can force a pellet from the person. Additionally to the blocking of the window, you increase your general vaulting speed by 5, 10 or 15%. Number 4 is the Nurse, one and if not the strongest killer in the game. Which perk should the strongest killer pick? It is Shadowborn. Shadowborn is a perk which increases your field of view by 9, 12 or 15%, and it is especially good on your players with Nurse because then they can track other players better and easier when the Nurse goes into the fatigue or when she teleports somewhere to track down the survivor and followed up with a hit. Number 5 is the Shape, also known as Michael Myers, and for Michael Myers you should pick Trails of Torment. You may ask now, why? Well, Trail of Torment does the following. Performing the damage generator action on a generator activates Trail of Torment. Grants the undetectable status effect until the generator stops regressing or a survivor is damaged by any means. And why is this so good on Michael Myers? Well, if you're playing Tombstone Myers, you can use that to actually sneak up on survivors with your tier 3 and instantly kill them. Number 6 is the Hack and the perk Franklin's Demise. Well, how does that work now? The Hack is able to place traps and teleport to them. So you just hit the survivor drops this item and you put a trap on his item. If the survivor comes back, well, you just hit them. If they don't come back, you get the effect of Franklin's Demise. If not recovered within 150, 120 or 90 seconds, the lost item will have the charges depleted by the entity. Great way to get rid of the survivor's items and also against body squads. Number 7 is the Doctor. And what are we going to pick with the Doctor? Well, we are going to go with Merciless Storm. Merciless Storm has an incredible synergy together with the abilities of the Doctor. So what does Merciless Storm do? Whenever a generator is repaired to 90%, survivors repairing it are faced with continuous skill checks. If they miss one or stop repairing, the generator becomes blocked for 16, 18 or even 20 seconds. Every time a survivor hits the skill check will change its position all over the screen, and it's even harder to actually hit them. Number 8 is the Huntress, and a Huntress goes perfectly with Iron Maiden. What does Iron Maiden do? Well, Iron Maiden increases your locker search by 30, 40 or 50%. Where does Huntress get her hatches from? She gets them out of lockers. So you have the ability to waste or just hit more hatches and then reload even faster. You save a lot of time with that, and it's great. And additionally, it also has the benefit of survivors who exit a locker suffer from the following afflictions: scream and reveal their location for you for 4 seconds, suffer from the exposed status effect for 30 seconds. That just works perfectly. Number 9 is the Cannibal, also known as Bubba. So, which perk should we take with Bubba? Well, we should take Hex Plaything. If there is at least one dull totem left in the trial, Hex Plaything activates on a random totem. Each time a survivor is hooked for the first time, the hooked survivor suffers from the cursed and oblivious status effect until Hex Plaything is cleansed. For the first 90 seconds, only the cursed survivor is able to cleanse the totem, and the aura of Hex Plaything totem is revealed to the cursed survivor within only 24, 20 or 16 meters. The important part about this is the oblivious status effect, because you can use that to sneak up on the survivors and just chainsaw them down. You get an instant down and then you can just hook them. Number 10. Well, I don't have enough fingers for that, but our friend Freddy has his fingers as weapons, and he's going to use them perfectly together with the perk Tinkerer. So as soon as Tinkerer pops for you, you can teleport to one of the generators. What does Tinkerer do? Well, whenever generator is repaired to 70%, you benefit from the following effects. Trigger a loud noise notification for the generator, revealing its location, and grants the undetectable status effect for the next 12, 14 or 16 seconds. Number 11 is the Pig, and the Pig should go with the perk Deadlock. Whenever a generator is completed, the entity blocks the generator with the most progression for 20, 25 or 30 seconds. Why is this perk so strong on the Pig? Well, it helps enormously with gen rushing, and if a survivor has a bear trap on his head and it activates, you can kinda make sure that not the second generator gets fixed during that time. And there we are already at number 12, the Clown, and you should pack the perk Brutal Strength. Increases the action speed of breaking pallets and breakable walls and damaging generators by 10, 15 or 20%. Why is this so strong? Well, it is very useful against survivors who pre-drop pallets, and you can catch faster up to the survivor if they're intoxicated and you have to break one of the pallets. Number 13, oh my god, unlucky number, but number 13 is the Spirit. The Spirit can turn invisible. She's not able to see the survivors during that, but she can hear them and she can see the scratch marks and she can see also the grass move around. Well, which perk can you help then also with chasing the survivors? It is Strider. Strider increases the volume of survivors' grunts of pain by 25, 50 or 50%, and increases the volume of survivors' regular breathing by 0, 0 or 25%. So Strider is going to help you a lot in tracking down the survivors, and it is an overall good perk on Spirit. Number 14, or should I say number 14s, because we are talking about the Legion. Haha, oh my god, so funny. Forget that joke. So, number 14 is Dissolution. It's a great perk on Legion. 3 seconds after injuring a survivor by any means, Dissolution activates for 12, 16 or 20 seconds. While Dissolution is active, if a survivor fast vaults over a pallet while they are inside your terror radius, the entity will break the pallet at the end of the vault, deactivating Dissolution. This is so strong because the Legion wants to injure the survivors. He has a very easy time. He gets his power up, just runs towards one, hits them, and if they then want to vault away over a pallet, well, the pallet breaks and you can easily get them. Number 15.
Burger King foot lettuce.
Or something similar. Actually, we're talking about the Plague. She looks like Burger King foot lettuce, but let's stay on topic and tell you about the perk. It's going to be Terminus. Once the exit gates are powered, Terminus activates. All injured, dying or hooked survivors suffer from the broken status effect until the exit gates are opened. This effect lingers for an additional 20, 25, 30 seconds after the exit gates are open. Plague uses her power to vomit on all the survivors, and the survivors normally cleanse themselves after they have repaired all the gens, so the Plague does not get the possibility to get her power up by drinking or devouring or whatever she actually does with the water from the fountains. But with Terminus active, these survivors cannot heal afterwards, which gives you an easier time to chase them down and put them on the hooks. As number 16, we have a sneaky killer. We have Ghostface, and Ghostface needs to stalk his prey. And how can he do it the easiest? Well, when he knows where his prey is, and especially when he knows where 2 of his prey are. So, Nurse's Calling unlocks potential in your aura reading ability. The auras of survivors who are healing or being healed are revealed to you when they are within a range of 20, 24 or 28 meters. So you have a nice time and an easier time to find the survivors and stalk them down while they try to get back on track. Number 17, we have Demogorgon, and Demogorgon can utilize his special attack with this perk. Save the best for last. Each time you hit a survivor other than your obsession with a basic attack, Save the Best for Last gains 1 token up to a maximum of 8 tokens. Gain a stackable 5% cooldown reduction on successful attacks per token up to a maximum of 40%. Each time you hit your obsession with a basic attack, Save the Best for Last loses 4, 3 or 2 tokens. So why is this so good on Demogorgon? Well, if you use your M2 on the obsession, it doesn't count as a basic attack, so you can just hunt everybody down and still enjoy the benefit of Save the Best for Last. Number 18 is only for us, and his power up of running around like a beast goes so well with Infectious Fright. When a survivor is put into the dying state by any means, all other survivors within your terror radius will scream and reveal their current location to you for 4, 5 or even 6 seconds. That means if you down a survivor while you're in your rage mode, you can go for the next one and down them too. It's such an easy way to snowball. Number 19 is Granddaddy Deathslinger, and Granddaddy Deathslinger should take Hubris with him. Whenever you're stunned by a survivor, that survivor suffers from the exposed status effect for 10, 15 or 20 seconds. It is not hard to get stunned as a Deathslinger, but when you then use your gun and pull the survivor over to you, they're going to get downed. Number 20 is the Executioner, and the Executioner, also known as Pyramid Head, goes super well with I Am All Ears. I'm All Ears. Any survivor performing a rushed action within 48 meters of your location has their aura revealed to you for 6 seconds. Why is this so good on Executioner? Well, Executioner is running around with his big Blight, and when he wants to, he can use his M2 to make a long range attack, which goes over walls even. So if somebody vaults over something, you have lost the sight of him, you can actually track the survivor and hit them through the wall. Number 21, we have the heroin junkie Blight. Well, Blight goes very well with Lethal Pursuer. At the start of the trial, the auras of all survivors are revealed to you for 7, 8 or 9 seconds. Extends the duration of a survivor's aura being revealed to you by +2 seconds. The interesting part is the first benefit that we have, because, well, Blight can use his M2 to run really fast. And knowing from the start of the trial where your enemies are and then running fast, well, I think you get the idea. Number 22 is the Twins. Well, the Twins go very well with the perk Devour Hope. You may ask now, why? The biggest problem with this perk is when survivors destroy the Hex Totem. But what can Twins do against it? Charlotte can just spit out this little Victor, and we can use Victor to patrol and secure that Devour Hope does not get destroyed. Number 23, we have Trickster, and Trickster is throwing his knives. And as soon as you have used up your knives, you also need to reload. And why not get the benefit of the perk Darkness Revealed? When you search a locker, the auras of all survivors within 8 meters of any locker are revealed for you for 3, 4 or even 5 seconds. That makes it easier for you to find your next target after you have reloaded. Number 24 is Nemesis, and Nemesis goes super well with the perk Discordance. What does Discordance do? Well, any generator within a range of 64, 96 or 128 meters that is being repaired by 2 or more survivors is marked by a yellow aura. When the generator is first highlighted, Discordance triggers a loud noise notification on the generator. After the generator is no longer within a range or is being repaired by just one survivor, the highlighted aura will linger for another 4 seconds. So why is this so good? It is the first benefit that we have. So when the loud noise notification pops off, the zombies around it are getting attracted by it and they go towards the generator, and it can interrupt the survivors doing the gen. Number 25 is the Nipple Man, also known as Cenobite, also known as Pinhead. As many from you already know, Pinhead goes well with the perk Hoarder. Hoarder triggers a loud noise notification for 4 seconds whenever a survivor performs any of the following actions within 32, 48 or 64 meters of your location. Number 1, unlocks a chest. Pretty uninteresting. But the second one, picks up any item, including limited items. That means if a survivor is going to pick up the cube near you, you will get the notification, the noise notification, and you can directly go to him and attack him. Number 26 is the Artist, and the Artist can spawn some crows and direct them towards the survivors. But what an Artist also often does is using the crows to detect where the enemy is, where the other survivors are. So they're using the crows to attack the generators. And when somebody gets attacked on the generator, you would get a great benefit if you have Dead Man's Switch. After hooking a survivor, Dead Man's Switch activates for the next 20, 25 or 30 seconds. While activated, any survivor that stops repairing a generator before it's fully repaired causes the entity to block the generator until Dead Man's Switch effect ends. Survivors generally will stop after you have hit them with your crows at the generator because they do not want to get hit by a second crow, thus making it very easy for you to stop generator progress. Number 27 has a deadly combination on the list. It is Onryo, also known as Sadako, and this little girl has it in her power. You take Sadako and make your choice. Each time a survivor is rescued from a hook when you are at least 32 meters away, make your choice activates. The rescuer screams and suffers from the expo status effect for the next 40, 50 or 60 seconds. This is so good for you because you can build up the distance to the hooked survivor, and as soon as you get the trigger notification for make your choice, you can use your power to teleport towards the TV, crawl out of it and go after the person who is exposed. It can be that easy, it can be an easy down, and you are going to love it. Number 28 is my favorite killer. It's Dredge. Dredge goes super well with the perk Barbecue and Chili because Dredge is a very information based killer and you want to use his power to always get close to the survivor, but for that you need to know where a survivor is. Barbecue and Chili, after hooking a survivor, all survivors who are at least 60, 50 or 40 meters away from that hook have their aura revealed to you for 4 seconds. You just hook a person, you see where the others are, you teleport and down them. Number 29 is the Mastermind, and Albert Wesker goes well with the perk Starstruck. When carrying a survivor, Starstruck activates. Survivors suffer from the exposed status effect while in your terror radius. The status effect lingers for 26, 28 or 30 seconds after leaving your terror radius. This is especially good because Wesker has a giant terror radius. On some of the smaller maps it feels like you're already covering the whole map and you will just get so much value out of Starstruck that you can instantly down other people afterwards. And number 30, the final entry on this list is the Knight. The Knight goes well with the perk Thrilling Tremors. After picking up a survivor, all generators not currently being repaired by any survivors are blocked by the entity for the next 16 seconds. The auras of blocked generators are highlighted to you in white. This is a beautiful thing because you can actually see on which generators people are working on. So you can just use your power, send it over to the generator and disrupt their flow. That was it guys. 30 killers and 30 perks. I hope you enjoyed this video. I would be very happy if you would like and subscribe to this channel. See you next time guys. Bye bye.